Welcome to Life Transformation Radio. This show is all about life's transformations and our journey from where we were to why we are doing what we are doing today. We will discuss the hiccups, the roller coasters, and the blood, sweat, and tears that has been poured out while discovering our purpose. It is all about our transformations. Here is your host, Sean Douglas.
Hey, I'm here with Kurt Ballash for Ballash Woodworks here in Fayetteville, North Carolina. We are live on Life Transformation Radio. Kurt, how you doing, man?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking.
So we're here at the grand opening of Kurt Ballash's shop that he opened, and he is a military veteran. We're going to dive deep into that. We're going to dive deep into exactly what he does inside Ballash Woodworks and who he serves. So, Kurt, I want to start off with thanking you for your service. I'm a military veteran. Talk to us about your military career and what you did in the United States Army.
Thank you for your service as well, and thank you for coming down to the grand opening and supporting us. I appreciate every one of the supporters and sponsors that we had for the event. It's been a great day. I started out as a combat engineer. I went through basic training at Fort Leonard Wood, one station unit training. Got assigned to a military working dog unit fresh out of concept. The UK developed a model that we wanted to adapt to our demining operations, and I joined that small unit. We went from being trained to put in obstacles, counter obstacles, clear routes and stuff like that, to clearing minefields with K9 assets. It was a fun job, but it was repetitive, and I had to get out of there. So I left there, and I went to selection. I got selected first time in January 06. I went on to the Q course, and I got, let's say, 90% of the way through, and I got dropped.
Oh, man.
An ego drop. I started running my mouth to the wrong person, and it kind of got me in trouble. So I never finished the Q, but I look back on that. It bridged me over to the USASOC community as a medic. I had completed enough of the special operations medical course that they allowed me to transfer into USASOC element as a Whiskey 1 medic. And it was a good opportunity. My mouth still seemed to get me in trouble. I was never a good soldier, so to speak, but I was good at my job. I didn't like the uniform regulations. I didn't like to cut my hair. I didn't like shaving. I didn't like tucking my boots, blousing my boots. I didn't like respecting people the way that they wanted to be respected. Yep. So I tended to get myself in a lot of trouble with my mouth. But the guys that knew me knew I knew my job and knew that I knew what I was about.
Very cool.
And then I got sent to the 82nd, where my soul got eaten alive and spit out. And I got out of the military at that point thinking that I just needed to move on with my life before I let it kind of build up any more hate.
Yeah. So the biggest question that I ask all of the guests on the show, and I believe is the most important question you can ever ask yourself, is why? Why get out of the military and start woodworking? Why this? Why woodworking?
So I originally didn't get out of the military and set my eyes on woodworking. My grandfather passed away at the time, and he gave me some tools. My father gave me some tools to throw in the garage and play around with to stay busy. In between trips overseas as a contractor, I'd come home and put in 30-something days of time relearning some of the stuff that I had learned as a kid. I took that opportunity to really get settled into getting familiar with the tools. And then after about 2 years of contracting, my wife looked at me and said, "Hey, can you stay home now? I'm ready to have you home."
Right.
And at the time, I was evaluating whether or not to go back and be a physician assistant, finish up my schooling, but I didn't want to go back to school. I found peace and joy and comfort in my shop. It was kind of a pathway to healing for me. It helped me recover a lot from the anger and the resentment and the stuff that I had to build up inside of myself to go and do the stuff that we had to do on deployment.
Yeah.
Woodworking was allowing me to recover from that.
That's cool. I can see that.
A lot of people that come through and a lot of people that I interact with and teach here in the wood shop, we hear that same thing echo back from them. It's therapeutic in nature. It allows them to really connect a ground to something that's natural, and the noises, the vibrations, the feelings has a way to drown out a lot of the extra noise and allow you to really focus on growing as a person, drown out the excess noise, and get back to how do you recover and move forward from here.
Yeah, no, I totally dig that, totally follow that. You know, you and I both know there's a lot of guys that get out of the military. They're so mad at the military and the way that the deployment after deployment after deployment that they get out, and then they're like, now what do I do? They're so happy to get out, they forget that life has to go on.
Yeah.
And sometimes for them, life doesn't go on because, you know, the life expectancy of veterans coming out of the military isn't great. So how have you taken your business, Ballash Woodworking, or Ballash Woodworks, and molded it to fit that veteran that are coming out of the military? How do you give back to them?
So I found that for me it was therapeutic and value, and I really wanted to share that with other people. We started doing one-on-one classes with active duty veterans, anybody who wanted to learn. And for me, it was about connection. It was getting connected with another veteran, realizing that you had a purpose after service, that you needed to follow that purpose, and that you were created for a purpose.
Right.
And once you identified that, for me it was woodworking, but I wanted to get people to open their mind to the possibilities of what you could do after service. You don't have to go to college. You don't have to get suckered into this IT job that you heard about on the radio station. You don't have to go down that route. If you can get your hands on something and start creating stuff, you can quantify your time with achievements, quantifiable achievements, where you can see as you progress and get better, you could see the quality of nature of your job that's improving. So whether it was woodworking or not, I wanted to just get somebody working with their hands, creating things. And maybe their transition was, yeah, woodworking is kind of cool, but maybe I want to go explore pottery or wood carving or blacksmithing or welding, whatever it is. I just wanted to get them to switch inside their mindset to identify what makes them happy, even if it is something that the conventional mindset tells you you can't be successful in and build a profession in.
Love that. Love that, man. You actually have a piece with us sitting here, and so tell us what you have and how you made it.
So this is one of our end grain cutting boards. We call this the Lieutenant. We named our end grain boards after officers because, of course, they always get the nicer identifiers. And the edge grain boards that we make, we name those after enlisted individuals. We start at the private, we go to the sergeant, and so on and so forth. But this is our Lieutenant. It's a 12 by 12 end grain board. This one's made of Jatoba. It's got walnut, it's got shadua, and it's got maple wood in there. So we use exotic woods from around the world as well as domestic hardwoods. Some of these woods are harvested and dried by local veteran-owned sawmills that have been doing it for 40-something years.
Wow.
And we seek those individuals out first so we can try to identify veterans to keep fermenting this community of cohesiveness.
Yeah.
Make veterans feel connected after service with individuals around them, because a lot of times when we get out, we feel alone. We feel like we're going at the world by ourselves, like what do we do now? And that's really the core concept of everything. So this cutting board represents a lot of what I've been working to achieve in so many ways, of just mastering the calmness in my mind, and you could see the end product get better as I become more calm in mind, because my patience for the product increases. I spend a lot of time sanding my stuff, so a lot of people think that that might be a little excessive. But to me, you really start seeing a natural beauty of the wood come out as we work up through the sanding grits and we spend more time. And for me, it's about the healing factor in it. I enjoy sanding that thing for an extra hour because the noise brings peace to me.
Right. Absolutely, man. The purple in here is absolutely beautiful. What is that purple wood?
So this is Jatoba, and this is walnut here. The Jatoba has got a really dark red color. We use walnut's got that really dark color here, the brown, and then we use some shadua out here. That's kind of the lighter color browns, and then the cream colored wood, that's cool. Hard maple. Yeah. My wife actually wanted to make this a product that wives would like to have in her home, so she added this nice, elegant white leather strap with some brass retaining pins, and then we put the feet up underneath it, because one of the things that we heard about our competitors' boards was that when these boards sit on the counter without feet, they start to mold from the bottom because they're sitting in moisture.
No kidding.
So by putting feet underneath it, we allow them to breathe properly so they don't develop that mold, that moisture content retention from the bottom. So it's just finding a way to get above the competitors, above a lot of the people that have established themselves as credible kitchen goods distributors, and how can we make our product just a little bit better for the same price?
Yeah. So when you're using the cutting board, is there a finish that needs to go on it, or does it get stained, or what makes it food prep worthy so that the juices from vegetables or meats like blood doesn't go in sink into the wood?
The first thing is proper lumber selection. You don't want to use things that have an open grain texture like red oak because it's got pores in it that allow food fragments to fall into those pores. And that's really where you get that bacteria harvesting come from, is that organic molecule, or so, holding moisture and retaining heat. So for all of our boards, we treat it with a mineral oil mixture. We use walrus oil. They do a great job supporting us as a small business. It's mixed with coconut oil, vitamin E, and it's got some other elements in there as well. And what it does is allow all that grain to kind of really tighten up, swell up at the surface level, so it doesn't allow that bacteria to penetrate, and the wax kind of keeps everything finished. And the more you use your board, the darker the colors in the wood come out, because the more you're oiling it, the deeper the oil allows to penetrate, because you're creating little voids for the knife marks. Oftentimes I hear, man, it's too beautiful to cut on. And I said, if it's too beautiful now, wait after you use it for a year. It's going to look, the colors are going to come out a lot more. You're going to see more of the true nature of the. So if you ever get a board from Ballash Woodworks, and I found out that you're not using it, I come and repo it. Like, if it's not being functional in your home, I'm going to come find it, and I'm going to take it back, and I'm going to resell it to somebody that's going to use it, because the more you use this board, the prettier it's going to get.
Outstanding. If someone wants to get a board made or learn more about what you're doing here, what's a great way for them to connect with you?
First, you can visit our website, www.ballashwoodworks.com. That's BALLASHWOODWORKS.com. From there, you can check out our product inventory. You could see our end grain cutting boards, a lot of our other products. We got photography on there for like home decor items. We got rolling pins, we got egg cartons, we got cheese boards, bread boards. We got a lot of kitchen goods, home decor items in our store listed online. You can also commission custom pieces through us by reaching out on the Contact Us page or sending me a message on Facebook. And we can create custom pieces. We got another project coming in where we're going to create like a thin blue line cutting board using natural colors of wood to do that. And it's still the same price for the customer as our boards listed online, but we take the moment to create something that's unique that they want.
Love that.
They can also reach out to us to learn more about making their own cutting boards. If you're in the Fayetteville, Fort Bragg area, or you don't mind traveling to this area, we teach workshops. You come in, you spend 6 hours with us, and you walk away with your own cutting board and the knowledge on how to recreate one for yourself. If you ever wanted to go down the hobbyist route of getting into woodworking, or if you were a professional just looking to grow your skills, we got leather makers coming in once a quarter to lead classes in leather making. We're going to branch out into wood carving classes over the next quarter. We also have opportunities through our nonprofit, soon-to-be nonprofit. We're waiting to get IRS verified. The Artisans Outreach, where we have scholarship opportunities for active duty soldiers, family members, and veterans to take part in those classes for free.
Very cool.
Right now, we just received our first big grant from the North Carolina Arts Council and the Arts Council of Fayetteville and Cumberland County through their Creative Arts and Military Outreach program, and they sponsored 50 seats over the next 5 months for active duty soldiers, military spouses, family members, and veterans to come in and build these items and learn this process for free. That's the core essence of what we're trying to get back, is how can we continue to give back this creative process to the military community, and how can we bring families together around that creative process.
I love that, man. Anybody listening right now, if you want to get a board commissioned, if you want Kurt to build a farm table, chessboards, coffee cup holders, like
coasters,
anything that, or you just want to come and learn yourself, come here, BallashWoodworks.com. Contact him today. Facebook, he's all over social media. A veteran-owned business right here in North Carolina. Kurt, was an honor to sit down with you today. Thank you so much for coming on Life Transformation Radio, and I love coming to the shop, brother. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the opportunity.
If you enjoyed that episode from myself and Kurt Ballash from Ballash Woodworks, go to Ballash Woodworks, BALLASH, BallashWoodworks.com, and connect with him to let him know that you listened to the episode of Life Transformation Radio. Remember to subscribe, rate, and review the show so that we know how well we're doing. Go to blogtalkradio.com/Life Transformation Radio and join us live Tuesday through Friday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll see you there.